I was watching John Lovell's videos a few minutes ago. He's really interesting. I like him quite a lot. He's sort of really reasonable and sort of interesting. And he he's he has recently suggested a few times that it seems like like uh, and I think what he means actually is that it seems like government employees actually are variably seem like they're against freedom of speech and against gun rights and that sort of thing. And I think maybe it just seems that way sometimes. And it's like, well, looking at it, uh, they said that, and then these other things happened. I think that various of them are. And I'm thinking about it and thinking through the hypotheticals, and maybe it just seems that way because like maybe like they could be refreshed, okay? Like maybe they're really stressed out and they're working and they're amidst their context and they get sort of stressed out because that's really stressful work. Like like well, I mean, okay, if you're a programmer or something like that, I'm a programmer. And like programming and like trying to jump in and amidst them, all right, and to help them out. Yeah. And okay, so I'm like programming and I'm like, all right, so I'm querying like the news agencies of the different states just to figure out what's going on. Oh wow. Okay, that's the sort of thing that the federal government agent agency employees do all the time. Okay, so they're amidst each other as well. And so maybe like to help them a little bit, maybe they okay, so they get really stressed out. It's stressful work. It's really tough work. All right, they need more vacation time. They really do. That's really stressful work. Well, if I didn't have to answer to him amidst her, and yeah, okay, and so they're working all the time, and it's like all these people they're in jeopardy, and well, I just want people all right, and so and somebody decide they just give up. They give up on about gun rights, and it's like okay, well, various states actually have unlicensed open carry. I'm against unlicensed open carry for certain. All right, so they get frustrated and like these people, they're all patriotic Americans about tooting about the Constitution, the 200-year-old Constitution, la la la. Though, okay, though, all right, and so, yeah, okay, that's sort of bad. Though they could argue against unlicensed open carry and make people have a license and be bonded. That's smart, okay, because that makes them more legally liable. All right, and that as well keeps tabs on the people that have that are licensed to carry a gun publicly. You want to drive a car, you need a license. Okay, that makes sense. So you want to carry a gun publicly? Yeah. Well, bud, do you want a gun? Huh? Do you want a gun? Guess what? You got to pay for that. Okay, amidst an audience of people that want to argue against needing a license. Do you want a gun? You need to pay for it. You want a car? You gotta pay for that as well. You want to drive your car? You gotta get a license. You gotta pay for insurance. That's the law. There are good reasons about it. Though the government agents they get frustrated amidst all the stress of their jobs. And that sort of I think that maybe if 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 they just were refreshed and it's like technology is new to the human species. Okay, I'm a programmer's descendant though. I grew up with a computer in my room since I was the age 5. Okay, since I was age 5, I grew up with the computer in my room. Though I realize as well that technology is new to the human species. Okay, not all of those other people grew up with computers within their rooms. Not at all. All right, And then looking at programs and how they work, and looking at all of these people talking back and forth real quick. And it's just like, wow, wow. And amidst their concerns, they're thinking about things, and they're just like, wow, real quick. Real quick, all of a sudden, all sorts of things could happen. And yeah, and they take their job seriously, though it's like they get stressed out. Okay, all right. So maybe maybe they could be refreshed a little bit. Maybe there are things that could help them sort of refresh their perspectives. Okay, if they're in the midst of it all, they're not sitting around studying all the time. Not actually. All right? And maybe they did study all the time, like if they're CIA agents, okay? And so they're sort of the geek squad of the family. All right? And so, like, they were really educated and really studious, like, most of their lives. So then all of a sudden, they're at work doing that, looking at all of those things. Okay, suddenly, they're not as technical about what they suggest or how they suggest it. All of a sudden, they're using the word "say" all the time, and they forget to. Yeah, okay, or like I always like, for an example, like if I don't like that bad thing, I want to include a second, not at all, or not actually. All right? And it's like that's my practice. Though amidst all these people and all these people talking real casually and all these things happening all the time. All right, for an example. Or like they've studied biology. Though they're at work and they're looking at all of these things, and they forget about some of the things that they studied in biology, and they can't come up with the perspective about this as athlete. All of a sudden, not actually. And that's mental fatigue amidst a really stressful situation, amidst really stressful work. All right? And there are ways that they could refresh their perspectives and that would help them to cope with amidst all this technology that's brand new to the human species, and they're not certain about how this is all going to go down. Not at all. All right. All right. Well, it's really stressful work to start with. So I'm thinking like maybe they need like probably more vacation time each year, each of them. Yeah. Wow. Then they need to, yeah. And then they're thinking, well, how are we going to afford that? How are we going to get the people we need? Well, yeah, yeah, I mean, it's so much to them, though. I mean, it's like it's so much work looking at all these states and all the things that they do all the time, and monitoring all these things and trying to keep tabs and this and that, and writing reports and running around sending this person here and that person there and la la la. Well, did we get it all? Are we doing our jobs right? Are we doing it? Are we doing enough? Like what? Uh, and it's just like, okay, that sort of thing is a concern to folks in the CIA, for an example, or folks at the FBI, probably, for an example. Or did we get it all? Are how are things looking, boss? Things actually are fine," said the boss. You need to calm down. And he's just wearing his poker face, man. He's as freaked out as everybody else. Trust me. and it's just like it's a bunch, okay? It's a bunch, and they're just sort of stressed out. And it's sort of like what the why let them carry guns? There are actually a lot of reasons about letting them carry guns, man, or letting them have guns in their homes to actually protect their homes and their family. Statistically, that shows to help good civil conduct in the population. Really does. I mean, it's various different countries. You look at Canada, all right? They're statistically more racist within a contrast compare of America. They really are. Okay? They let their Mounties get it for them. All right? Yeah. In America, dude, those people are looking at guns. That's like heavy hardware, man. Even though they're sort of adamant about their gun rights, and the ones that are like really high activity and like really trying to help men live good lives and feel good and live to their potential and so forth, and amidst the population, and it's variably dangerous, and they're trying to help the reasonable guys live their lives reasonably, and they're about fitness, okay, and they're working out a lot and that sort of thing because maybe they were military or something like that. All right, though, what they keep up their sleeve, man, is that they're looking at hardware. All right, they're looking at, and it's the same for the civilians. They're looking at hardware. All right. Well, yeah, they own guns. They have a gun in their house to keep them safe, and that, though, that's serious as well. They realize that. They look at that. That's actually a dangerous weapon. They have loved ones. They realize that it would be a split-second decision, and somebody would be dead. They realize that as well. All right. And it just sort of makes, I think it sort of makes people a little bit conscientious. Like, all right, there's a guy that lives somewhere in town, and I really don't like him, not at all. Though, man, he's somebody else's problem. As long as I'm safe and my family are safe, he's somebody else's problem. Like, I'm not real jumpy about going out to get him, not at all. And I think that there are other people that are sort of reasonable in that regard. And the government employees, they get stressed out. People, they're looking at a lot of people, and people die all the time. People are shot all the time, die of gun violence, and well, yeah, it's stressful, and you get stressed out, and you've got a point for everybody. You can't keep the cool about you, and you've got a point for everybody else. Just like, you're gonna take all the guns away. You can't keep the cool about you. Not actually, though. You've got a point for everybody else? Are you serious? And like, oh, well, no more freedom of speech. No. Oh, really? So nobody can jump in and say something to help you out and give you perspective. Not actually, huh? Or it's like, Rob Zombie is saying the demons hate you. What is this about? I want to control them all. Forget freedom of religion. What the man, Rob Zombie is smart, dude. That's a smart guy. Demon? Demon? The word demon is derived of the word daimonian. It means Lord. Okay? Devil? It's derived of de villa. It means of the land. Are you Christians studious about your own religion? No, they're not Christian. Not at all. Rob Zombie is not Christian. Not at all. Maybe he's like agnostic or something. Well, what is he, satanic? Ao in Greek means to sate or gust of wind. Are you guys studious about your own religion? That's the Italians lying to you, man. They're bullshitting you. And you get all freaked out because Rob Zombie said the demons hate you, and amidst all these people, and what is he doing influencing those people? How's freedom of speech any sort of reasonable? Dude, Rob Zombie's fans actually are cool. They're cool people. They're smart. They're probably laughing their asses off that you're freaking out after they have their own perspectives of, like, getting hit on the head when they're kids, or some crazy fucking dumbass lady down the street saying, Jesus loves you! I mean, it's bullshit, bud, and I'm seriously sugarcoating that bitch's dumbass fucking suggestion. to everybody. Yeah, oh yeah, she was talking about the devil's kids and yeah. It's like, who needs the fucking reminder, don't judge? The only people that need that fucking reminder are the dumbasses that believe that Jesus was God's son. Forgiveness of sins while sins condemn you to hell? Are you serious? Dude. Okay, look, I was raised Catholic, all right? I take it real seriously. I understand that people are ethical. Christians can be ethical, all right? Why do you got to remind those people don't judge? Not at all. Like, it's because it doesn't trigger in their heads. Not actually. Like, hang on to it if you're going to hang on to it. Okay? It's what? Turn the other cheek. Whatever, dude. Whatever. All right? Like, maybe you're the babies that needed that to hang on to that lesson. All right? I'm sort of considerate. All right? I was raised Catholic. I even actually wanted to join a monastery. I went to seminary school for a while. La la la. It's bad, bud. It's bad. It's like, that's so terrible, though. Like, wow, looking at the crucified Jesus. It's terrible, dude. It's wrong. It's bad. It's real bad. Forgiveness of the sins that lead you to hell. Do you think he was good? Or was he criminal? Do you think it's good for you to believe in forgiveness of sins? It's probably going to lead you straight to hell, whoever you are. I mean, huh. Though there are Christians that are ethical, all right? Though they get freaked out because Rob Zombie says the demons hate you. I think it's funny to imagine that they get freaked out after, okay, I'm tribal, and I live in the state of Oklahoma. All right, there are a lot of Christians within the state of Oklahoma, and they're real bad people. They're really contradictory, absolutely inconsiderate. In all the years, the Catholic Church has not said a single considerate thing about the tribal Mayans, not at all. They're those Catholics, those Italians, they're bullshitting you people. They are. And Christians can be ethical as well. Different people are different, all right? They're not all the same people, not actually. They're not all my buddy, all right? And they're not all that shitty old lady, not actually, all right? They're different people, all right? I'm sort of considerate. There are other people that are considerate. I think that Rob Zombie's he might be agnostic. Maybe he's talking about religion in a different way. Or maybe he's talking about the devil and get over it, bud. All right? That's reasonable. That's smart. That's a good thing. Freedom of speech is what's helping you people understand these things right now. Freedom of speech. Remember that. You try and remember that. It's probably one of the most hopeful things for potential human progress. And human progress actually is an important thing. All right? Now, technology is new to the human species, and sort of like the monkey, they get freaked out and their eyes get open up really wide, and they're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? It's okay. All right? It's okay. Just relax. Freedom of speech is what's helping you people right now. Remember that. Gun rights actually has helped the tribals and the Negroes survive all this time. It's as well helped a bunch of white people learn to actually be a little considerate. They just figure it out. Just because. That's cool. That's cool. Really. So, remember that sort of thing, okay? Or try and remember, because it's important for people. Probably, I mean, American legalities, they said it right. They really did. They're probably some of the greatest articulations about legalities for the greatest hope for the potential of human progress and human development. That's an important thing. So try and remember that, and keep perspective about things, and if you're feds, try and remember to give yourself some you time. Definitely, like just to relax. Uh-huh. Just do what you like to actually do that might help you to relax. Quite a lot of it. Try and talk your boss into giving you all more vacation time. I think you need it. Just to relax a little bit, just to refresh your perspectives, because that's when you work best. Like, you have to sleep each night? Yeah? That's to refresh your perspective, man. Have you tried to stay up for 24 hours? 36 hours and work all the way through it? You'll get a little fatigued, okay? You need the rest as well, so that you work to your real potential. So yeah, I'm really hopeful that speech might help some of them. Uh, so anyway, uh, thanks for all the cool things, and you guys try and take care of yourselves.